After 17 years, I thought it'd be a good idea to hit the UKDFBA stage for the first time as a physique competitor. Here's Peak Week. So I'm not sure if you can see by the tan, but I actually competed yesterday in the WNBF Supernaturals. If you've not checked the video out, go and watch it. Didn't get the result that I wanted to, but you can't dwell on the past, can you? You just got to keep moving forwards. The learnings that we took were that actually I was maybe a little bit too conditioned. So this week, instead of depleting carbs at the start of the week like we did last week and loading up, go in moderate carbs to start with. So I'm on 300 grams of carbs today, 180 grams of protein, 50 grams of fat. We'll assess the physique as we go, but the idea is that we're gonna actually look to fill me out and maybe even spill me for stage, because condition isn't an issue with me. So it's a bit of a weird breakfast this morning because I'm eating up the stuff that I'd prepared for my show weekend. So I've got carrot, cucumber, a plum, some chicken and some rice cakes. Wouldn't normally eat like this, but I'm a bit of a calorie hoarder at the minute and I like to push as many calories to the end of the day as possible so I can enjoy it. So I've got a massive bowl of oats that I can sit and watch a film with later, which is, when you're hungry, it makes a big difference. 10 litres of water going down. I'm about to hit up legs, not too intense, staying sort of 3-4 reps away from failure. We don't want too much muscle damage. I will catch up with you lot tomorrow morning and I will let you know what the plan is in terms of the calories there. So we just got the weekly shopping. It's always tricky when you're managing the calories day by day to know exactly what to get. Just load up on the staple starchy carbs, make sure fiber, or you're not getting too high fiber foods because we don't want that to impact the midsection with bloating. Get some foods that are high in potassium, like potatoes, raisins, that sort of thing, that helps with the glycogen absorption into the muscles when we feed up on the carbs. And that's about it really. Staple protein sources and fat sources, so you can mix it up as the week goes and keep it nice and simple for yourself. We are now 4 days out. I've just finished push and we're getting the steps in now. It actually felt really good. I think it's probably the extra carbs we were loading up on for the WNBF. Still trying to keep sort of 3 to 4 reps away from failure. Weighed in this morning at 68.7 and that was the same weight as yesterday morning. Looking pretty flat. Whilst we're talking about the look, I made a slight tweak to my front pose just by twisting the hips away slightly. Look how much more V-taper this gives me. So yesterday was 300 grams of carbs. Today we're bumping it up to 350. We'll have a look in the morning and see what it's like. Water, we're gonna actually taper down a little bit. It was 10 litres last week. We're gonna do 6 litres today and then taper it down sort of between 4 and 6. We're basically going to be trying to push for a bit more fullness at the expense of some condition. Just finished off pull, which is the last hard-ish session of the week before we move into full body. 3 days away until the show, so that is dirty work. The carbs are going to be a little more assertive now. 400 today and an extra 10 grams of fat, so 60 grams of fat, 400 grams of carbs, 180 grams of protein, which I'm not sad about. There'll be a little bit of extra peanut butter on the potatoes later, and if you've got a problem with that, then you may as well unfollow me because I love it. I'm transformed. Oh, and the weight hasn't changed in 3 days, which is another reason why we are pushing for more fullness. I think it's stayed 68.7. So yeah, that is a telltale sign that the body is craving a little bit more carbs. Morning all. Weighed in at 69.2 kilos this morning, which is half a kilo up on this week's average. Just finished a full body pump session and the pump and contraction was much easier to get when I compare it to last week's peak week, which these are all good signs that what we're doing, pushing for more fullness, is probably a good thing. Slight adjustments made today, 50 grams more carbs going in and an extra half teaspoon of salt. Steps are remaining consistent through peak week at 11,000 per day. And that's just because we don't want to be mucking around with too many variables all at once. You know, you've got carbs being manipulated, salt being manipulated, water being manipulated, training being manipulated. Keep as many things possible as you can static, and then you're not left guessing at what might be causing impacts or effects on the physique. We're one day out. It's 5:30 in the morning and I've just sent my posing update across to my coach. Definitely looking fuller today, so we'll have to see what he does with the carbs. He might just hold where it is. One thing that has been concerning me this week, sorry, just taking my supplements, is the soreness that I had in my abs following the show last weekend. I've not been able to shake it because I've made this tweak to my front pose and I've been trying to nail it. So yeah, I've kind of overdone it a bit there. Need to pull back. I pulled back yesterday, gonna pull back again today. It is feeling a bit better. So fingers crossed for tomorrow, it's feeling 90% at least. So that's peak week done. We ended the day on 510 grams of carbs after checking in with coach this afternoon. I'm currently at my sister's getting my nails painted because the big nail's completely fallen off. We're gonna mirror the same calories tomorrow. So I thought I had everything prepped earlier, but I've just had to do a mass cook of pasta because that's pretty much all I'm gonna be eating tomorrow, which is fine. I actually quite like pasta. Not much else to do now other than get a good night's sleep, and I will see all of you lot on the stage.